All right, let's jump right in. We tend to think of our mouths as being, well, just about our smiles, right? White teeth, first breath. But what if I told you that what's going on in your mouth is actually a huge secret window into the health of your entire body? Today, that's exactly what we're going to unpack, that incredible hidden connection.
You've probably heard this saying before, but here's the thing. It's not just a clever phrase. It is a literal biological fact. Your mouth is one of the main ways in for, well, everything. And the health of this gateway, it can seriously impact everything from your heart to your brain. Let's see just how deep this connection really goes. So here's the critical piece of the puzzle. When your gums are inflamed, think red, puffy, maybe they bleed a little, they can create tiny openings for bacteria to sneak into your bloodstream. And that bacteria doesn't just stay put. Oh no. It can trigger an inflammatory response throughout your entire body. And as you can see, this body-wide or systemic inflammation is linked to some really serious stuff, like a higher risk for dementia, heart disease, and even complications with diabetes and pregnancy. It really does all start in the mouth. Okay, so to protect this all-important gateway, we first have to know who the bad guys are. Let's think of these common oral health problems as the villains in our health story. Once we know who they are and how they work, we can build a much stronger defense. First up on our most wanted list is caries. Now, that's the fancy scientific name for the process that actually gives you a cavity. Basically, it happens when certain bacteria in your mouth have a feast on the sugars you eat. They then produce acid, and that acid starts to eat away at the super hard outer layer of your tooth, the enamel. You'll usually find them attacking the chewing surfaces, hiding out between your teeth, or going after any exposed roots. And you can see right here how a tiny problem can escalate fast. It starts off just on that tough enamel, but if you leave it alone, that decay punches right through into the softer layer underneath, called dentin. From there, it's a straight shot to the pulp. That's the nerve center of the tooth, which can lead to a really painful infection or an abscess. So yeah, catching it early is everything. All right, our next villain is a super common one, gingivitis. This is the very first stage of gum disease. If your gums feel a little swollen or tender, or if you see a bit of pink in the sink when you brush, this is probably what's going on. But here is the really good news. Gingivitis is completely reversible. Think of it like your body's early warning system, waving a little red flag to tell you to take action before any real damage is done. But what happens if you ignore that little red flag? Well, that's when gingivitis evolves into its much meaner, more destructive big brother, periodontitis. And this one is not reversible. This chart basically shows you how it gets worse over time. As you go from stage 1 down to stage 4, what's really happening is that the stuff holding your teeth in place, your gums and the bone underneath, is being destroyed. You get deeper pockets around your teeth, you lose bone, and eventually you could lose your teeth altogether. It's serious stuff. So we've talked about bacteria and inflammation, but sometimes the problem is more, well, structural. It's about the very foundation of your mouth, the basic architecture. We're talking about something called malocclusion. And when your teeth and jaw don't line up, it can make all those other villains we just met way more powerful. So, what is malocclusion? Simply put, it just means your teeth don't fit together correctly when you bite down. And trust me, this is not just about looks. It can mess with how you chew, it can make cleaning your teeth a nightmare, and it can really compromise the health of your teeth, gums, and even your jaw. Let's take a classic example, crowding. When your teeth are all jammed together, twisted and overlapped, they create all these little nooks and crannies that are almost impossible to clean right. And guess what? Plaque loves to hide in those spots. This just skyrockets your risk for both cavities and gum disease. And then you have the total opposite problem, spacing. You'd think more space is a good thing, right? But those gaps between your teeth leave your delicate gum tissue totally exposed and unprotected. Food gets jammed in there, causing irritation, which can lead to inflammation and those nasty periodontal pockets. Now, a deep bite is when your upper front teeth cover your lower front teeth way too much. Think about the forces here. It can cause your teeth to wear down way faster than they should. Sometimes the lower teeth even bite into the roof of your mouth. And all that puts a ton of strain on your jaw joint, the TMJ. And with a crossbite, some of your top teeth actually bite down inside of your bottom teeth, which is the complete reverse of how they're designed to work. This forces your jaw to shift into an unnatural position just to chew, leading to weird wear patterns on your teeth, gum recession, and, you guessed it, can also contribute to painful TMJ problems. Okay, enough with the bad guys. We've met the enemies, now for the really good part, how you can fight back. This is where you get to be the hero of your own health story. So let's build your personal daily defense plan.
You know, the hardest part of any new routine is just staying consistent. There's a great method called tiny habits that makes it so much easier. First, you start ridiculously small. I mean, don't try to floss all your teeth, just floss one tooth. Second, you anchor it to something you already do every day, like right after you brush your teeth. And third, and this is key, celebrate your win. Give yourself a mental high five. That positive feeling is what actually locks the habit into your brain. So what's the game plan? These right here are your non-negotiables. Brushing twice a day for 2 full minutes, don't forget that gum line, cleaning between your teeth at least once a day, using a good mouthwash to knock down bacteria, swapping out your toothbrush or brush head every 3 months, and of course trying to eat a healthy diet that's not loaded with sugar. This is the foundation of your defense.
You know, having the right tool is one thing, but using it correctly, that's a total game changer. With an electric or power brush, you don't need to scrub back and forth. Just use a light grip, angle it at about 45 degrees towards your gum line, and gently glide. Let the brush do all the work. And make sure you hit every single surface, the outside, the inside, and the tops where you chew. So you're doing all this great work at home, and that is your absolute first line of defense. But listen, even the best heroes need a guide, right? An expert in their corner. That's where your dental team comes in. They've got the advanced tools and the know-how to keep you on the right path.
Think of these as professional power-ups for your teeth that you just can't get at home. Fluoride treatments are like giving your enamel a superhero shield, making it way more resistant to those acid attacks. And dental sealants, they're these super thin protective coatings that get painted onto the chewing surfaces of your back teeth, literally sealing off all those little grooves so bacteria can't get in there and cause trouble. So what if one of those villains does manage to break through your defenses and you get a cavity? Hey, don't panic. It's not the end of the world. A filling is a really straightforward fix. Your dentist just carefully removes the decayed part, cleans everything up, and then fills that space with a strong material to bring the tooth right back to its original shape and strength. I know, the dreaded root canal. It gets such a bad rap, doesn't it? But honestly, a root canal is a tooth-saving procedure. It's designed to get you out of pain. When decay gets all the way to the nerve, this process just removes the infection, cleans and seals the inside of the tooth, and then it's all protected with a crown. The whole point is to keep your natural tooth. And even if things have gotten more serious, like with periodontitis, there is absolutely still hope. Professionals have this amazing non-surgical treatment called periodontal therapy. You might hear it called scaling and root planing. It's basically a very thorough, deep cleaning below the gum line to get rid of all that hardened plaque and tartar that's causing the problem. This gives your gums a chance to finally heal and get healthy again. So there you have it. We've seen how your mouth truly is the gateway to your body, we've met the common enemies, and we've built a solid battle plan. The story of your health isn't some single event. It's a story that you are writing with the small choices you make every single day. So the only question left is, what will tomorrow's chapter look like for you?